This is Local 4 News This Morning.
Good morning, everybody, on this Thursday morning. I'm Redrick Terry.
And I'm Alexandria Ikomoni. Thanks for watching Local 4 News this morning. Right now, the Rock Island Health Department is in some heat after a former nurse claims she was fired for doing what she thought was right.
The nurse says she was speaking out about a hostile supervisor.
I'm asking this elected body to intervene to stop the harassment, bullying, intimidation, retaliation as the employer.
Well, that was one of several women who demanded action from the Rock Island County Board Tuesday night. Now, one of their former co-workers is suing the county. Local 4's Grace Runkle has more in this morning's top story.
The former nurse says one of her supervisors created a hostile work environment. The lawsuit indicates she made fun of one nurse's irritable bowel syndrome and made racial comments about another staff member. By October, she went to her union for help. Court documents say AFSCME sent the public health administrator Nita Ludwig this statement, which says, "Some of these stories are unbelievable and would reflect poorly on the county health department. In my 10 years as a union representative, I've never seen anything this bad." 3 days later, Ludwig interviewed the plaintiff and her supervisor. That same day, the plaintiff emailed Ludwig saying the verbal assaults have gone from uncivil and unprofessional to outright discrimination. Less than 2 weeks later, the documents say the plaintiff was fired. The reason? She was not a good fit for the Rock Island County Health Department.
Grace Runkle reporting, and Nita Ludwig told us she can't comment on that right now. The attorney for the plaintiff told us the same. A hearing is scheduled for July.
The man who shot himself during a traffic stop is now dead. Rock Island police say he's Micah Bates of Davenport. He was considered a suspect in a Davenport shooting Tuesday night on 7th Street. Police tell us they had him under surveillance in a Rock Island home near 45th Street and 15th Avenue. As Bates was leaving, police pulled over a car with a group of people and heard one gunshot. Bates was found in the back seat.
Firearm that was recovered. There was no shots that were fired by police during this incident. It was apparent, or at least it appears on its face, that the individual shot himself inside the vehicle. We did not evacuate any houses. We just basically contained the scene and kept people inside.
The teens were also in the car where Bates shot himself.
A drug bust in Davenport leaves one man behind bars. It happened just before 5 yesterday evening. Investigators have been tracking 34-year-old Darius Hayes and followed him to the area of East 53rd Street. That's where they blocked his car and executed a search warrant. Officers then searched Hayes' home, where they say they found items to distribute drugs and 2 guns. Hayes faces drug and weapons charges.
If you're a Scott County flood victim and looking for money to recover, millions are coming that way. Local 4 News found out just how much. Now, 4 Scott County residents applied for state aid as of May 2nd, and as of that day, none had been approved. 150 people registered for funds from FEMA. A statewide total is 2,000. Now, so far, FEMA has approved about $12.7 million for Iowa flood victims. And to put that in perspective, FEMA issued more than $1.5 billion after the flooding in 2008.
It's hard to speculate on where this one will come out in the end. I think that we just have to concentrate on helping the survivors that we can right now, as well as the cities, counties, and municipalities that are working hard to recover from this disaster.
The FEMA spokesperson says they're beginning to see if Illinois residents qualify for assistance. To find out how to register for aid, go to ourquadcities.com.
A place for fresh groceries has now opened up in Rock Island. The Save More grocery store opened its doors yesterday, but one neighbor does have some concerns.
And the grocery store is on 7th Avenue and 26th Street. We told you yesterday morning neighbors around the Save More grocery store have been living in a food desert since December when the Save-A-Lot closed. And Local 4's Yukari Nakayama has more on what people in the area are saying about that new option.
The finishing touches for the Save More grocery store is in the works, and lots of people have been making their way through the sliding doors.
It's good for the residents around the Rock Island area.
It's lifted a huge burden in the community, that burden being means of getting around.
People around here probably don't got cars, got a way of transportation, got elderly people. You know, people are like handicaps and stuff like they need a hard time to get around for them.
Now neighbors in this Rock Island community have access to healthier foods just a couple of blocks away. But resident George Barajas wasn't on board with the new development in the beginning.
I was originally against it only because we have several liquor stores just within a 2 or 3 block area.
But store owner Jesse Sai says they're tackling that concern by closing both their grocery and liquor store every night at 10 p.m. Barajas does say that the store is essential for the growth of the community.
These are vital for the neighborhood. I live here, as a matter of fact. I live 2 blocks from here.
He says he'd have to travel 11 blocks to get to the nearest grocery store, and now it's just a couple feet away. Barajas says that the store is just a sign of the new development coming to Rock Island.
Things are starting to develop around here. The neighborhoods are starting to look nice and clean again.
Yukari Nakayama reporting, and Save More will be open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Some people took time out of their day yesterday to thank veterans who served in Vietnam. Officials from Illinois townships in the area hosted a free luncheon for veterans. They all gathered at the Riverfront Grill in Rock Island.
Granted, the Vietnam veterans were kind of spit on when we came home, but we don't do that anymore, and so all veterans are equal, and we welcome them all home.
About 100 veterans and volunteers were there. Organizers say they did it to show their appreciation. Very, very important thing to do indeed. It looks like everybody had a good time there as well.
Absolutely, definitely for giving them the service and the appreciation that they for sure deserve. And yesterday was a great day to do that based on how great it felt outside. And we're hoping that we have something similar like that today. Zane?
Yeah, that's the good news. Weather most of today should be fairly similar to yesterday, both the good and a little bit of the bad. So we're going to have the sunshine, and unfortunately we're going to have a little bit more rain as well. Right now, dry conditions, temperatures not too bad in the low to middle 50s, 56 degrees here in the Quad Cities. A sunrise, nice sun there. The sun came up about a half hour ago, so right after 5:30. There's that 56-degree reading here in the Quad Cities. Clear skies, westerly breeze at 7 miles per hour. Not a bad start to a May day. Now, as we head through the rest of the morning hours, temperatures slowly work their way into the 60s. The sunshine continues into the afternoon as well, into the 70s for highs. And then later on this evening, we'll start to build in just a few more clouds, but most of the clouds will hold off until later on tonight, along with the rain chances. There's what's left of the rain actually behind me last night. That's all out of here, and we're going to have the sun for the rest of today. Now, as we start to work into the afternoon hours, of course, the sun continues. Then later on tonight, you see clouds starting to approach from the south and west. Those spread in along with some rain showers and some thunderstorms late tonight into the early morning hours of tomorrow on Friday. And then we'll see a little bit of a break as we head into Friday, the middle part of Friday, and then some more redevelopment comes along Friday afternoon. That's when we could see some stronger thunderstorms again, unfortunately. Today into the upper 70s for highs, mostly sunny skies. And then tonight we're back down into the upper 50s, clouds increasing through the late evening hours. The rain will hold off until the second half of tonight, most likely after midnight and into the wee hours of tomorrow on Friday morning.
So we couldn't help but notice that rain for tomorrow. It's going to be right around the time we have to come into work.
Yes, probably. Yeah, you'll probably be coming in a little bit of a downpour, most likely some rumbles of thunder. All just the best parts of being here at 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
I love it.
Couldn't do anything.
Looking forward to 24 hours from now. You'll be here, I won't.
You say that now.
Coming up, adding a loving dog to your home.
How you can make Fabio a part of your home. That's next in Pet of the Week.
And time now is 6:10. You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Frederick Terry, Alexandria Ikomoni, and meteorologist Ash Simpson. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.